From deep. Oh, that sucked.
A Giannis free throw, that reminds me of. Welcome to Hypotheticals, everybody, the NBA podcast that looks at the NBA in a slightly sideways way. And I'm joined here as the voice of the Coburg Giants, a local Victorian basketball team. I'm joined by my friend Tom Nixon, Hot Take Machine. Tom, other than hot takes and shooting poorly, how's things?
Yeah, well, much better than those two things. So, I'm really excited to get into today, mate. Lots have been happening around the association. Lots been happening in Fear the Deer land. And, there's a lot to get through. So let's get cracking.
Absolutely, mate. Well, let's jump right into a heat check because I'm sure people want to get our temperatures from the new year on some different things in the NBA. So we're going to jump into our first segment here, heat check. Oof, and that is as scorching as Joe Root at the crease, absolutely knocking the Aussies about. Tom, what is your NBA heat check today?
Yeah, I wanted to heat check, actually. Look, it's well documented my hate for the Celtics, but look, at some level, eventually numbers don't lie. And they're 7-3 of their last 10. And I don't know, Jaylen Brown just dropped a 50-piece like yesterday at time of recording. And I've been in a few conversations with friends of mine, and everyone, I felt like the sentiment going into the season was like, well, Tatum's out. This is a bit of a, ghost season, kind of like Warriors when Curry was out kind of season. They'll sit at the bottom of the leaderboard, but no worries. We'll just, develop a few players and come back when he's back from his Achilles. And I just am bewildered because they have more or less the exact same team. They got rid of Drew and Tingus Pingus, obviously, but both of those are kind of at the tail end of their careers, even though we love Drew. Never forget, number 21. But yeah, do people forget that the finals MVP is still on that team? I just don't understand why everyone thought that he wasn't a genuine first option. And I mean, I don't want to go as far as say it's justice for Jaylen Brown, but damn, they're third, I think, or second, and they deserve it. I don't know, man. They're hot and they should be, and I don't know why people are surprised.
Mate, look, as a heat check, they're unfortunately scorching, which as a Celtics hater is just horrible. From my perspective, this year, as a Bucks fan, really couldn't have gone worse, especially as an added Celtics hater. Where they are right now, I think they're third in the NBA at time of recording in the East. Bucks currently sitting in the 11th seed. I honestly thought and I hoped that literally we would be in the opposite positions. The Celtics falling apart without Tatum. Jaylen Brown can't dribble left-handed. And I thought the Milwaukee Bucks, a team that's a bit younger this year, we're actually going to have a real chance. But at every step, the Celtics have fueled my haterade so much because they've actually been good. The only thing that hasn't sent me, I feel like destroyed my soul, is that we beat them that one time. And that made me feel fantastic. But other than that, dude, I am so upset that the Celtics are having a good season.
Look, I don't want to go into an impromptu redacted or anything, but I'm just saying, I'm so sorry.
This is Redacted, the segment where we talk about NBA conspiracy theories. And Tom, is my alfoil hat going to need to come on?
All I'm going to say is this really quickly. What is one thing the Bucks and the Celtics have in common coaching-wise right now? Who's our current head coach? Okay. It's a one Glenn Doc Rivers. Who else has he coached in the past? I don't know what to tell you, dude. Is this like a Russian sleeper spy, inside job from Doc Rivers? I don't know, man. We're that bad. Anything's possible. And
the hat's on, mate.
The hat's on.
Hat's absolutely on. Got to protect the brain.
Hat's on. We got to move on, man. I can't get too deep into that.
Let's not get into Doc too much because I'm going to be honest. I've got something prepared.
Plenty of time.
Sizzling on the grill right now as
Plenty
we speak.
of time. Give me a heat check.
All right, heat check. So unfortunately, Celtics, their heat is unfortunately scorching to the touch. I want to get a heat check on something that's happened since we talked, and I think we kind of really need to get a heat check on this because it's like third or fourth year in the Emirates NBA Cup. Tom, where are you at?
To say that.
Where are you at with the NBA Cup this year, and just in general now, sort of in this fourth year?
It's gotten better. I'll give him that. It still needs significant tweaking because no one understands paid professional talking heads in basketball, and players themselves still don't understand the structure and the assortment of games. Look, it led to us beating OKC last year, so that forever is going to have a special place in my heart. So, raise the banner, I guess. I think it's gotten better. I think they need to put it on All-Star Weekend or something. I was reading about that the other day. I feel like that might add a little bit of something. Clearly, the players care about it a bit more purely because of the financial incentive, which it's kind of like you hate the motive, but you kind of get there in the end. You know what I mean? You hate the vehicle, but the result's okay. I don't know. What do you think? I'm kind of mid. I'm very tempered on this.
I'm going to be honest, man. I think I'm drinking from the NBA Cup a little bit. I'm going to explain why, man. First of all, it gave us a Spurs versus OKC another matchup, which, to be honest, those games this year have been really good. So
I've been
was just
watching
another one.
Fair.
Yeah. So that was really good. I thought that the Knicks as well getting something, that's just good for the league. I think that's good for the NBA in general. The Knicks won something. And I think that, to be honest, when I look at the NBA that was being played in October, November, December, in years prior to the Cup,
yeah,
it was a lot of load management, and it was a lot of obscure DJ Wilson.
Oh no!
It was a lot of Thanasis Antetokounmpo type games.
I'll hear no hate.
and look, we love him, but I mean, should he be playing 25 minutes? In a regular season, maybe, but maybe not always. So I actually think I'm drinking from the NBA Cup. I'm into it.
Yeah, just for those who are locked into obscure Milwaukee Bucks, DJ Wilson, it does appear to be out of the league. He played 2 games in the 23-24 season for Philly. Okay. He was out of the league 22-23. Other pro league, it says. So I don't know. He's not on the Philly roster as we squeak. But anyway, that's just a little DJ Wilson roundup. Yeah, fair enough. Look, the Spurs matchups have actually been clean. And I kind of love the Spurs own OKC. I really love that. So that's a fair take. I've got one more if that's all right with you.
Yeah.
And mate, any opportunity to hate on this team, the Pacers. They've lost 12 in a row at time of recording. And it's obviously bottom. Even the Wizards are better. Oof. Yeah, you hate to see that. I think my favorite part is that there's a lot of hate from the Pacers fan base about Turner and how things ended up. But I just want to point out that really the only difference between the Pacers team of last year and this year is they have no Turner and no Halliburton. And Halliburton is all that. He's great. Definitely not the most overrated player, but I think there's a reckoning coming. And I'm a Turner truther. I think he's still finding his space. He's been done dirty by the coach. It's been well said often by me. But yeah, they've got Nesmith, Nembhard, McConnell back, and they're just still absolute cheeks. And I just love to see it, really. That's all. They're cold, and it's great.
Yeah, look, I think as a Bucks fan, since we played them about 100 times in the last 2 seasons, it is nice for them to be definitively worse than us. Yep. It's nice. Also, I've always been, I've told you before, I'm a truther of certain players, and I'm to be honest, a non-truther of other players. I'm a truther, as I've said before, for players that are bad. D'Angelo Russell comes to mind. Okay, I'm a truther for a Spencer Dinwiddie. Okay,
wow.
But I'll tell you what,
Nets.
I'm not a truther for certain players, and Pascal Siakam has kind of been one of those for me, to be honest.
Oh,
and so this is kind of a little bit of a redemption arc for me, to be honest.
Yeah, a little bit of validation energy going on. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, Siakam, maybe he was just kind of riding on the coattails of some really good dimes, and some open looks.
Well, mate, a final thing. Speaking of sort of players that are a bit washed up, I kind of wanted to talk about broadly, not even people just in the NBA, but this is just a sort of thing I've been wondering, has there ever been a better time to be an old head that's watching the NBA? And let me explain, man. The NBA has now moved from just a threes and layups to a bit more of a mid-range heavy game. And that is exactly what people that grew up watching the NBA sort of earlier, pre-Warriors, are used to. Bit of footwork in the mid-range, a little bit of a post-up game, you know? Now, all of that's coming back. And I feel like a skilled wise master. Now, as I see this being represented on the NBA floor, I'm like, you know what? This harkens back to another era of the NBA, and I'm loving it because it makes me feel like my game, my Timu, Carmelo Anthony, mid-range game. Yeah, that it's coming back. It's a valuable part of the game again.
Yeah, I must admit, watching the Bucks blow out the Kings today, in the first quarter, I don't know if you noticed this, but like the first half of the first quarter was just all, like mid-range pull-ups. And I recognize DeMar DeRozan is on that Kings team, but like even KPJ pull-ups, there was just like everyone was taking these like little midi looks. And I just, had this moment where like one goes in, you're like, okay, cool. 2, 3. And then I'm like, yo, I haven't seen a layup or a 3. I think the Kings took like 3 attempts from the arc in the first quarter, which is like dinosaur numbers in this season's NBA. So, I love to see a bit of variety, obviously. So.
Yeah. Well, all right, Tom, let's jump straight onto our next segment here, which is for fans of First Take, you're absolutely going to love Worst Fake. All right, everybody, this is Worst Fake. This is sort of like the hit TV show First Take, except instead of coming in with pre-prepared sort of responses, we're going to be improvising based on a random prompt given to us by the other person that we have no idea about. But we want to bring all that energy of First Take. So, Tom, do you want to go first? Do you want to hand me the one first, or do you want me to hand you your take first?
No, I'm going to hand you one, and I'm just going to give you sort of like the prelude to this, which is that people are ready to hear that Dillon Brooks is the reason the Grizzlies were number 1 for that season a few years ago, and Houston's defense was so good last year. Your worst fake is that Phoenix are actually the dark horse of the West. And again, at time of recording, they just cleaned up OKC in a nail-biting 3 from one Devin Booker. I just want you to kind of explore that if you could.
Dillon the villain Brooks, has the opposite of the Ewing theory. All right? This dude, let me explain the Ewing theory, and then let me explain what is happening right now. So the Ewing theory was, New York, when Ewing was their center and their star player, never won a championship. But on occasions, when he was out injured, they actually played better without him, okay? That's known as the Ewing theory. Some stars to this day still apply to the Ewing theory. C1 Joel Embiid, okay? I'm saying that Dillon Brooks is the opposite of the Ewing theory. I'm saying you add him to the team or like becomes better as a team, okay? Here's what this dude's doing. This dude is bringing everything that Draymond Green is bringing, but he's also bringing a 3-point game that is actually undeniable. So he's bringing like peak Draymond. He's bringing a bit of the outside shooting. And I think what else he does is in this era of like, you just want big wings that play with a lot of energy. This dude actually plays with a lot of like an energy of an 8th man, but he is a starter. So I think this is an open and closed Brook. Because, mate, this is Dillon Brooks is the GOAT. Anyway,
that really escalated at the end there.
No, so I do think he's got a bit of that. Like, I don't know if I want to say this. I feel like he's like a rich man's Pat Bev. You know what I mean?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. He just plays the heel. You know what I mean? And he plays the villain, and there's not enough of that. He's kind of Timu Rodman. And there's not enough of that in the league. So, I like it. And I wouldn't be surprised if they were a bit of a thorn Phoenix this year, in the playoffs next year, rather.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. I think that they're like a team because the thing is, because Book is so clutch, they're always in it. And I think because Brooks is also clutch, like this is actually going to be really, and they've got that Gillespie guy who's now really good all of a sudden. So they're just like they're just stacked.
Yep. Locked in, maybe. All right. I'm ready.
All right, mate. Are you ready to bring your first take energy to this one? I think this is one that you actually are sort of going to be good at. But as we speak, the Thunder are currently 30-6. Tell us why this is not going to be a repeat champion.
Because we've discussed this actually. Where this is the most competitive time. You were saying this is the best time to ever watch the NBA as an old head. This is the most competitive the league has ever been. There are so many. Look, they're a fantastic team, and even the 73 and was 72 and 9, whatever it was, Warriors. I'm just saying. Do you know what I mean? I think that obviously the Spurs own OKC. On any given day, Denver are competitive against OKC. Like they really, Jokic is a problem. This is just in the West, and then coming out of the East, like the Celtics look good. Obviously, the Knicks and the Pistons. I just think like going back to back has always been nigh on impossible. The Rockets only did it because MJ retired. The Bulls only did it because they had Michael Jordan. Do you know what I mean? And like, it's just not really. Has any other team gone back to back? I'm probably
Lakers.
The Lakers, right? Again, Showtime Lakers. Mm-hmm. Like you're talking Hall of Famers, but like top 10, 15 players on the Hall of Fame. Like we're not talking 30, 40 on the list here. So look, OKC are a fantastic team. They're a model for the future. Absolutely. They're going to be in the running 100%. But it just is, it takes so much to even make it to the finals, let alone win it. And as we've said before, there was one tendon separating them from basically a winning game 7 and losing it. And Hallie was looking hot. I just, they probably would have won, but I don't know. They all breathed a sigh of relief when he went down. I don't think they can do it. I really don't think they can do it.
Wow.
Yeah, they might not even make the conference finals, to be honest.
Wow, that takes again.
If it's a bad matchup, I just can see them having an unlucky exit. Yeah.
So, all right. Now, how much do you actually believe that, Tom?
Oh, I do think they'll probably make the conference finals or the finals. But I think it'll be impressive if they win again. I don't think they will. I genuinely don't think they will. But to be honest with you, I'm not convinced that someone in the East will beat them. I think they'll get knocked out in the West. That's probably what I think. I think it'll be like a Spurs Game 7. It'll have to be, or Denver Game 7, even Houston potentially. But if they make it to the finals, that's probably a wrap.
Yeah, I don't like the East is so weird right now. Like, I feel like just for when we look back on this podcast in history, I just want to say what the East looks like right now, because this is not how I thought it was going to look.
Right,
sort of heading into the season. Just quickly to run through the East, it is Pistons, Knicks, Celtics, Raptors, Sixers, Magic, Heat, Cavs in the 8th. Bulls and Hawks in their beautiful play-in natural spots, and then the Bucks in the 11th spot. Man, it is a weird time for the East. It is just so bizarre.
How many years have the Hawks and the Bulls been in the play-in? That's what
I think that's their natural habitat, is the play-in.
It's just beautiful to see, isn't it? Every year in, year out.
All right. Well, Tom, we're actually going to sort of unearth an old segment now, which we haven't done in quite a while. This is Hall of Fame, and I'm going to be showing you someone that I'm giving a bit of a Hall of Fame nominee to. So here's our segment, Hall of Fame.
What?
Alrighty, hello.
Did you make that?
I did make that a while ago. I made that probably, I think, a year and a half ago. I think we used it once, and then the segment was actually not that good. So,
okay. But the visual's so good. People who are listening, you need to get on YouTube, because that visual is incredible.
Absolutely. Well, so Tom, with this one today, I wanted to nominate someone for the Hall of Fame, because I was sort of going through social media, and I've just never seen anyone hit this level of hate this hard. So,
okay,
this is my nominee for the 2025 LeBron Hater of the Year. Okay, now, most people would think it's Skip Bayless, a man who is on a new network every year, and the studio itself seems to be getting smaller. But I wanted to go somewhere a little bit different today. So I found this person on socials. Let's start here. I don't know if you can see that. This person has actually gone and made a custom jersey that says cheaters using the Cavs C, the Heat, and the ERs. So that says cheaters. But you go, okay, great effort, a bit of a custom jersey there. Doesn't stop there, though. This is the back of the jersey. It says La Flop. But then on top of that, he's also just gone and made another jersey, which just says James, but the J has been switched around, so it looks like an L, says Lames.
Got him.
So I think
bold.
I just wanted to say this is my nominee for LeBron Hater of the Year. I feel like this is a level where you're starting to get into like pulling out the sewing machine. You're sort of entering a different territory, and so that's my nominee.
This guy sounds like great to have at parties. And we should get him on the pod. If you can track this man down, I would love to have him as a guest, but that is phenomenal amounts of hatred towards someone who he'll never meet ever. So welfare check, not for Lames or La Flop, but for this gentleman. But that, deserves a Hall of Fame. I will note as well, interesting addition to the Hall of Fame, the two previous Hall of Fame inductees were Aussie boomers. So nice to see a little bit of diversity on, a bit of world diversity in the segment that's probably going to be mothballed immediately.
Yeah, and actually, just before we stick it in the cupboard and throw away the key, I did have one more person I wanted to give one more quick nominee out for. This is a surprise one for you. Again, scrolling through the socials this week, this is, for me, most unfortunate choice of words in a comeback attempt. And so I'd like to share this one with you, Tom. I think this is going to be this person's last attempt at a comeback, but wanted to get your thoughts on this one. So, of course, it's our good friend and boomer potential, Ben Simmons. And here's the quote. Ben Simmons says his shot finally feels good, working on becoming bulletproof. And I just wanted to talk about this quickly because I thought it was an unfortunate choice of words because when you think about a jump shot, he says it wants it to become bulletproof. When something's bulletproof, it doesn't get shot. Ben Simmons, you ain't getting shots. Bulletproof is the right word.
Get that man a new PR advisor. Also, it's the whole, like, if you're explaining, you're losing. Do you know what I mean? And if you're coming out and saying, my shot's finally feeling good, it just adds more fuel to the fire where everyone's like, you're crap and your shot's crap. You know what I mean? Like, if you're trying to... Anyway, I mean, is this man even signed anymore in the league? I don't think he is. So that's tough. It's impressive to see Ben Simmons, the off-season Ben Simmons, extend into the regular season. I wonder if it'll extend into the postseason. We've already done a moratorium episode on him, so he's seen plenty of air. But goodness me.
I just had to get him on the show one more time for that final gym at LA Fitness cashing in threes over some dude who's just showed up. All right, Tom, we don't have a lot of time, so we've got to dive into our main topic today. I'm wearing my special limited edition Jabari Parker jersey that we were talking about before. I literally had to get tailored, so I've got a tailored jersey on right now because we've got to talk about our favorite team, Milwaukee Bucks. And look, this is, for new listeners, something that we're quite proud of here at Hypotheticals is that we have one of the longest segment intros in podcasting. Visuals, audio, Oscar nominee.
We have so many unique things about this podcast.
Like, people that are listening have no idea what's going on, but people that are watching are probably like, this is some of the best cinematography I've seen today. Look at this. And font on. Fantastic.
Fantastic indeed.
All right, Tom. Milwaukee Bucks last 10 are 5-5. If people listened to our last episode, it was a bit of a disaster storm. Do you want to tell us a little bit about how you're feeling about the Bucks? Where do you want to take us today?
Giannis is back. We've beat the Hornets and the Kings. Not exactly fierce competition, but you take a dub where you can. Look, I'm feeling better. This game against the Kings, again, not formidable in what they offered up, but we actually looked great. And Giannis didn't have to have a crazy game. He put up 30, but he always does that. I am loving KPJ. Ryan Rollins is looking great still. Good to see Gary Trent Jr. finally hitting threes. I hope it sticks. Tentatively optimistic. Also will We're only half a game behind the Hawks, so they may actually all this talk of them being play-in aficionados may actually come to a screeching halt, and we may find ourselves squarely in the 10th or higher seeding. But yeah, I mean, I also just you're probably going to mention it. Just a big. I just loved seeing Giannis draw up the last play against the Hornets the other day, with Doc just holding the clipboard and kind of looking bewildered. And it really was like just a microcosm. You know, you have these moments where you're like, that just speaks to the whole season in just a second. Mm-hmm. And just seeing Giannis do that and then us win just felt validating and liberating at the same time.
Well, let's stay on Doc Rivers a little bit. So let's, for fans that didn't listen to our last episode, in November, you and I were singing the praise of Doc Rivers, and I just want to play this clip again, just for people that didn't hear it.
We have to play this
episode.
every time.
Yeah. So let's see where we were in November, I believe.
Is this Doc's best coached season so far?
Probably the Celtics have to be.
I mean,
in that category, but I mean, this is the best I've seen since that. I certainly look far more haggard from that clip, and I think that really describes what's happened since. To be honest,
can we play that clip basically every episode for the rest of the season, or maybe until Doc either gets fired or we win a chip, and we both know what's going to happen first. I just love that clip. I love that clip.
It's incredible. I wanted to actually share. So we were there. Let's share something I saw the other day on social media, which is a screenshot off of No Context Bucks that says Doc Rivers running NBA franchises into the abyss, and it's a picture of the Sixers, the Clippers under CP3, the Kawhi Clippers, and the Milwaukee Bucks. This is kind of where everybody was up until Giannis kind of came back, and I just wanted to ask, Tom, now that the Bucks are 4-1 in their last 5, is Doc Rivers a genius?
No, he's not. As I just said before, the only reason we're like, I think Giannis's minutes restriction has like, there's a actual like, more minutes for Giannis, more wins. Mm-hmm. Like, it has nothing to do with Doc. I don't know if you noticed this. He actually hasn't changed anything in the season. Every now and then we see some Jericho Sims minutes. Every now and then we see some Gary Harris minutes. Every now and then, I haven't seen Ajax in like 3 business seasons. Like he actually, I've seen no different. Again, I don't know if you've noticed this. Timeout, out of timeout plays. He's doing zone the same amount. I'm not seeing any different looks for AJ Green. I'm not seeing any different looks for like KPJ. Poor dude. Like it just gives him the ball and says play ISO. Yeah. Like I'm seeing no actual experimentation with coaching. I'm seeing no actual coaching. I'm seeing no Miles Turner in anything after the 6-minute mark in the fourth quarter. Damn. So no. Sorry. Oh, geez.
No, you know what, Tom? You've actually inspired me because I have an amazing Doc Rivers take. Dude, we were playing the Hornets. Okay, this is a close game. Yep. Okay, I don't know if people saw the Bucks win with 4 seconds left with the Giannis dunk, but we win by 1 point. It was literally a really close game, yep. And it's a game that LaMelo Ball usually closes out in that last 4 seconds when they had 1 possession left. Usually hits the 3 and it's usually over.
Yeah,
dude. Let's do a bit of Mind the Game. I don't know if people are watching this podcast. LeBron and Steve Nash, they have a podcast and they break down some NBA plays. Dude, I heard on the mic from the NBA call, I heard Doc Rivers yell this play as they're running down the court. He goes, elbow, elbow. Tell me what you think that play was, if you had to just guess what that play was.
It'd be like a pin down dribble handoff or something like that.
Dude, here's what
Yeah, go on.
Here's what it is, dude. It was dribble the ball down, right? Fake this way, pass to Giannis on the elbow. It's like he's yelling elbow and Giannis is on the elbow and he gets past the ball on the elbow.
Oh, it's not even like a...
It's not a play, dude. It's
literally like pass to the elbow.
Yeah. These cannot be the play calls, dude. Doc, the play call for an elbow play cannot be elbow. Do you know what happened? Do you know what happened to Giannis? The ball got stripped from him from someone that snuck up behind him because the play, they didn't need to look at their coach to go, what play should we run on defense? It's like, oh yeah, Giannis is probably going to get the ball at the elbow where he's standing while Doc is yelling elbow.
Geez, yeah, I thought it would be like he runs around, like there'd be a pin down, he'd run around the elbow or something like that and be open for like a. Oh dear. Look, Giannis trade rumors. We just got to move straight along.
Let's go straight onto that.
I feel like they've simmered a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little less chatter. I don't know if that makes me feel good or bad. Nothing was ever confirmed nor denied, and I can't help but feel that I feel like I'm on edge for an emergency pod basically every day. And every time I get a notification, I'm like, is this it? Are we running it? Do I have to go home from work and be sick all of a sudden? I think what I've come to understand is, like, just real quick, is that I think Giannis probably wanted out, but I don't think anyone's able to or willing to buy at the price that he's worth. And I think that's because heliocentric basketball is over. As we've said before, it's an OKC, Spurs, even Pacers last year sort of build these days, multiple options, deep rosters. And I don't think anyone's looking to gut their team for Giannis. As good as he is, still top 3 player in the league. So yeah, I'm kind of nervous, but maybe in a weird way, this will like work in our benefit and he'll actually end up staying and his pride will carry him through. And you know what I mean? What are your thoughts? What have you heard?
I mean, obviously this for people that weren't paying attention, this is definitely the closest it's been to a real trade. Like it's the future looks the murkiest with, without a trade of a Giannis nature. The Bucks have kind of a bit of a murky future. We're still paying Dame's contract this season. There's like a bunch of things going on where it's like we're kind of a tanking. We should be a tanking team, but we have Giannis and he's so good that we can't. It's like it's just not happening. So I agree with you, and I think the problem is we can trade him to New York for Cat and as a Cat package or something. But the Bucks aren't going to do that. Like at the end of the day, they do want to do a trade that's good for Giannis, good for them. But there has to be a good for them, and Cat is like not going to be good enough. So yeah, he's in a bit of a conundrum. It feels like one of those things that's an off-season situation where there's a bit more flexibility, a bit more kind of like we don't have to sort of worry about this particular like season, mid-season. We're not integrating Giannis, who can be a bit ball dominant and can be a bit hard to work with for other stars. We're not integrating him mid-season. So yeah, I don't know. I was thinking it was going to happen, but I'm a little bit cooler on it now because I think there is a sort of loyalty factor that he's always had, and I think it's starting to kick in a little bit.
There's obviously 2 other Antetokounmpos on the roster too, so I don't know, man. Maybe like, I don't know if you saw as well, Thanasis was ready to throw hands in the gate. Did you see that? Incredible.
Yeah. Amazing. So did you have any trades though, or anything like that you were thinking for Giannis? Anything that had piqued your interest?
No, not really. I sort of the same thing as you. I know he loves the Knicks. I can't really fathom either side. Like Cat is the only piece that really makes sense fiscally. But I can't see either side really doing that. And that's what I'm saying. No one can afford it. I think, like, weirdly enough, he may go to the Celtics, but again, I can't see that ever happening fiscally. Or I don't know what pieces. They're not sending Tatum or Brown, and they have no one else. They're not coring out all of their 6th men. But I don't know. I feel like because like Drew went there, and it's still in the East. Like maybe he'd go. But I'm not sure, man. I actually don't know what team he would go to that he'd want to go. I can never see him going to the Heat. I can't see him going to the Lakers. And I can't see the Rockets, Spurs, or OKC giving up all their picks. I cannot see him going to Atlanta with the Hawks. And what other teams are left? The Wolves? Maybe. I can't see them. Like, the Bucks don't want Rudy. No one wants Rudy. Actually, he gets a lot of hate. But do you know what I mean? Like, they can't afford him either. So what are we left with?
Yeah, it's just a bit awkward. So I think we probably do see out the season, and then he probably just stays loyal, and I think something probably gets worked out. We have some sort of weird Miles Turner type trade again, but
maybe.
Who knows, man? I don't know. I don't know what this team is. I don't know what. I was going to ask like what your expectations are for the rest of the season. Like, do you think we'll get out of the play-in? Do you think we'll be in the play-in? What do you think?
I think we'll sneak the 6th seed, to be honest. I think we'll sneak like a series.
Yeah.
We will then proceed to get absolutely punished by probably the Pistons or the Knicks. But yeah, I don't think we'll be a play-in team. But I'll be pretty freaking dirty if we're not a play-in team. That'll suck. What are your expectations?
I don't know, dude. I was also hovering around the 6th seed. I do kind of fear that we're going to be in the 7th seed and we will have to do like a play-in game and then, again, get waxed by whoever's the 2nd seed. But
Josh Giddey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I had 2 quick other things, Tom, I just wanted to touch on. One was Gary Trent. I think I know why he can shoot again. Got his cornrows back. Dude, got the cornrows back. Straight away he can shoot again. Just keep the cornrows, dude.
Bro, just keep them. They look great, and you obviously go quicker with them or something. But he was lights out today, so I really hope it keeps up, and I hope NBA players are suspicious enough and sort of to keep that going. I reckon.
And then final thing was, dude, I know we were touching on it a bit before with Giannis drawing up the play, but have you noticed, I'm so glad we finally did a play like that because I don't know if you've noticed, every other attempted game winner is for some reason, a Giannis
fadeaway. Yeah.
Were the worst shot that we could ask for.
It's never the shot for him.
They always give it to him because they want him to take it. And so for the first time, I honestly thought that's where we're going again. Giannis post fade over someone who knows it's coming and is guarding it, and it's back rim and out. I was so thankful that didn't happen finally, and I hope he never does it again. I hope he just does a pick and roll every time now and just throw it up, and let's just see what happens.
Because the thing is that the pick and roll with KPJ is actually a great play because either they sell out on Giannis, which makes sense, and KPJ has an open floater or pull up, or they double and like rush KPJ, and he just tosses it literally anywhere, and Giannis goes and gets it. Yeah, it was like the first make sense play I've seen, especially in the closeout game, and surprise, surprise, Glenn had nothing to do with it. So. Play back the clip of his best coach season, mate. Play it back.
All right, mate. Well, we haven't got much time, so let's hit our most unique segment. Everybody usually takes a timeout. Over on Hypotheticals, we like to take a rhyme out. Alrighty, everybody. Welcome to the Hypotheticals Open Mic Night Poetry for NBA-related poems. Rhyme out. Tom, I think today it's only fitting that you kick us off with a beautiful poem. What is it? Bucks related? This is something that I have to
literally
ask.
Just realized it's Bucks related, but it's short and sweet. I went with a haiku again. I just kind of felt it, and really in theme of what we've just been discussing. So,
when you're ready,
here's my haiku. 2 in a row now. Almost out of the play-in. We are so back, baby. Finn. I just love, and I don't know if you've kind of seen this, but just like on, Reddit and even just like talking to you and stuff, like in my own heart, whenever the Bucks win, I'm just like, we're back. We're so back, I'm back on the train. I'm back on the copium. And I'm just like, nah, this is, Giannis's version of LeBron, like carrying that Cavs team, and we can go deep. We've got the MVP, so it doesn't matter. And so that haiku was a dedication to that.
You know why it is, Tom? It's because when the Bucks play well, you're like, this is a team that can actually win something. Not a championship, but they can win something. This is a team that can win an NBA Cup. You know what I mean?
I was just going to say NBA Cup.
But like they're actually a good team. They pass the ball. There's things that make sense. The backcourt of Ryan Rollins and KPJ actually play well together. They're actually a good backcourt. They've got good chemistry. But do you know why we're in the 11th seed and this doesn't happen all the time? Because we're running elbow every time.
Elbow! Why? Just...
Oh, all right. Anyway, I can't keep talking about Glenn. Doc Rivers.
Please tell me your poem's not about Doc.
It's not. It's actually mine's a former Buck. I don't know if he's obscure, but I think I'm going to give him the obscure title. So obscure Milwaukee Bucks. All right. So this one's a man who left in recent seasons, won a championship with the Bucks. So certainly a sort of
Pat Connaughton.
Yes, it is.
Nailed it.
All right. Here's my poem about Pat Connaughton. All right.
No one knows this dude, man.
Mate, people know Pat Connaughton. All right, here we go. Like a beer, this white guy has some serious hops. Only lost in the dunk contest because he has many ops. It's a bit of Gen Z slang.
There you go.
Hit clutch threes on the Bucks' final stint to the Suns' annihilation. Takes an elbow to the face every charge attempt, blocking violation. In his later years, he's a great vet, although some may forget. So as a Bucks fan, thanks Pat Connaughton. You are gone, but not forgotten.
Yeah, all right. Forgotten was a choice. People don't understand that Pat Connaughton put up 43 against the Pistons on the 13th of April, 2025. And people forget that man was absolutely essential to our ring. I mean, he had a fall off, but look, not everyone can have the longevity of like Kobe or anything like that. When he was playing, he was like our sixth man. Like he played good defense, cash a three. He'd actually be good for a layup. Do you remember that? Like he'd actually be like he'd get a crazy finish layup and
could run point a little bit as well. Like when we didn't have a good point guard out there.
I haven't forgotten.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
All right, mate. Well, we've got to jump into our final segment, our most common segment, which is, of course, not to be confused with the Frankie Muniz classic. This is Agent Cody Bank.
Cashed it.
That's the best moment in Hypotheticals history. Is you just before the Agent Cody Bank siren is just cashing in a deep three.
I'm going again.
That's
Get
it,
the
mate.
rebounds, baby.
Elbow.
Elbow.
All right, your resolution is coming in too low quality for me to see if you made that second shot. It looked like it from
I made it.
Two in a row, dude.
Yeah,
Giannis needs to be taking free throw lessons from you, my friend. And we encourage. That's it. We encourage people to go check out the video. If you're not watching, this is not going to make sense. But if you were watching, incredible moment in Hypotheticals history. All right, Tom, we are doing Agent Cody Bank, which is the segment where we have to represent someone related to the NBA. We want to get them the bag. We're going to be their agent, Cody, to get them the bank. But the only problem is we don't know who we're going to be representing, and we've got 45 seconds to sell that person, elevator pitch style. So, right. Tom, you went. I went first last time, so I'm going to give you your person.
I'm ready.
This person has been subtly featured in this episode, but I think you're always ready for this one. The man is currently playing in the NBL. He's an absolute stalwart of this podcast. Can you give us the Agent Cody Bank pitch for one Matthew Deli Dellavedova?
This man gets way too much time. No, look, Delhi, he locked up Steph. That's all I need to say. He's been playing defense. He is absolutely cash from three. He's a boomer, like old head from days gone by. And I just think in the same way we got Joe Ingles on the bench of the Timberwolves for the culture, Delhi's all about the culture. It's about knowing your role these days in the NBA. It's about knowing your place and taking the shots you're meant to take. And this man, he takes threes, he plays defense, he's an absolute dog. We were talking about Dylan Brooks and playing the heel. Delhi is an absolute dog. Like, he's just full clamps on whoever is in front of him. So I'd actually give that man vet min. Any team could use him. Seriously, I believe it. I do. It's the truth.
Dylan Brooks, they could call him. Here we go.
All right.
All right. Moving swiftly along there.
Look, I've got an Agent Cody Bank for you here. With the potential shipping of a one Antetokounmpo, I thought that maybe we've got another two-way, potentially our second generational Antetokounmpo, And I wonder if Alex deserves the bank. Mr. Fenton Menzies, please, whenever you're ready.
Alex Antetokounmpo, AA. Like a double A battery, he's going to give your team the charge it needs to make a finals run. I think Alex Antetokounmpo, first Antetokounmpo to win an NBA championship, I believe, on the Lakers as a role player. Fantastic part of his career.
He was.
I believe I've watched him play in Greece against a team like Moldova. He's actually can play against them kind of like a bowl, I would say, is kind of his game. So if you need a guy who's kind of like a lanky, can kind of dribble, bit of a rebounder, and best case scenario, stick him on a team that's looking for a Giannis trade. Hey, a bit of a sweetener. Let's get Alex Antetokounmpo not only playing minutes, but let's get this guy giving him the bowl treatment. Let's get him on some highlights. So Alex Antetokounmpo.
Of all the people you could have compared him to, you didn't compare him to his brother, and I just love that. Lanky, maybe get you a dunk or two. Not anything like his brother Giannis, but no. Fair enough. Maybe we'll put him in the trade. They'll think they're getting Giannis, but they're actually getting, instead of GA, they're getting AA. Psych.
Oh man, well I think we got both those, Delhi and AA, the bag for sure.
They deserve it, 100%.
Absolutely. Yep. Do you have anything that you wanted to leave people with, Tom, before we leave this episode?
I might just leave him with another bucket. I missed it, bugger.
You know why, mate? It's because we didn't draw up the play. I'm going to say elbow and I'm going to say fin, mate.
Elbow.